Catus Maximus here again, this time with a review of cone wrenches or thin wrenches. These are very handy in a variety of situations. Most commonly you'll see these type of wrenches like at a bicycle shop for working with various bicycle parts like headsets. That's where I believe the name cone wrench comes from, is because they're initially designed for adjusting the thin nuts that adjust bearing cone tension. I also wanted to put out there that I blocked my first user or commenter on my channel. They had a very critical review of my Harbor Freight 24-inch wrench, which is absolutely fine. And YouTube comments with swear words, you know, that's just part of YouTube. But they ended their comment with a highly charged racial disparity, and so I blocked them. And just want to encourage all my subscribers, if you see any comments that are just way out of order and grossly excessive, please don't hesitate to flag and report them, because I won't always be able to get to the comments fast enough, and as my channel grows it becomes more difficult to manage those comments. Swear words and that kind of stuff, you know, that's just part of YouTube, but I don't want to deal with any of the, you know, epithets and just any of that kind of vitriol. I was a community college machine shop instructor for 3 years, and so I just don't want to deal with that stuff. Also, that's why I don't swear or make crude jokes in my videos, because I just want them to apply to as wide an audience as possible. And maybe somebody's watching one of these videos and their kid comes up or whatever. I don't want them to have to worry about, you know, some coarse language or harsh jokes in my videos. So you can always feel confident about that. You don't have to worry about any of that kind of stuff coming through my videos. On to the wrenches. Thin wrenches are very good. They're very handy in so many situations. There's a lot. I work with a lot of power tools, Milwaukee Power Tools and various other brands where they have flats behind the chucks, and you can never get a full thickness wrench into there, so you have to use one of these thin wrenches. They're not common. Most of my tools become used, and so you just don't see thin wrenches very often because they're just not purchased. Because there's not that many people use them, and you have to be careful with them because they're obviously nowhere near as strong as a regular wrench. So we have an eclectic collection from Armstrong, Mac, Proto, Snap-on, New Britain, which used to be a really huge tool company, P&C, which is an Oregon tool company. This is a Caliph tool, and I didn't even know there was a tool company called that. Out of all these wrenches, this Snap-on, and I had an earlier review where I said I only had a couple Snap-on wrenches. Actually, digging through all these old tools, it turns out I have 7 grand total Snap-on wrenches. This is one of them, but they do on the back say, warning, low torque use only. To give you an idea how thin they are, it's on average about half the thickness of a standard wrench. So here we have a standard wrench, and you can see it's about half as thick. You do have to be careful in all directions. I mean, the beams are thinner and weaker on these kinds of wrenches. So if you have a bunch of them stacked up and you step on them, you will end up with bent wrenches, and that's just the way it is. I believe this one is an old Bonnie. This is one of the weirdest wrenches I've seen because it's just a beautiful old cone wrench, forged in the USA. The only tool I've ever seen, if we zoom in here, that actually has chrome vanadium steel actually stamped on it, totally spelled out. Bonnie was the first company to use CRV steel in their tools, so I think it's a Bonnie. But nowhere on this wrench is there a manufacturer. We have no idea who made it. It was made in the USA. That's it. So this was just a quick video just bestowing the nature of thin cone wrenches and how they can be a lot more useful than you expect. There's so many times where I've seen wrenches, you know, at all sorts of places you find old tools, where somebody's taken a box wrench and ground down the end of it to make it thin enough to fit into some type of situation, when they actually do make specific tools for those situations. Once again, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Catus Maximus out. Oh, a quick little addendum. Another nice little feature about cone wrenches is that you can stack them all together here, and they don't use up very much space. So they're more convenient because if you don't know exactly what size you need, it's just real easy to grab just a stack of wrenches and take them with you. Thanks. Bye.